The Galactic Council sat in a large circular room filled with advanced technology and shimmering screens. The atmosphere was heavy with tension. Delegates from various alien species whispered to each other, their eyes fixed on the central table where the council leader, a tall and imposing figure with multiple eyes, was preparing to speak. "Fellow council members," the leader began, his voice deep and echoing, "we must address the reports coming in from our scouts. They claim humans are showing unexpected strength." A wave of laughter swept through the room. Many council members thought it was ridiculous to take humans seriously. "What can these primitive beings do?" A short green-skinned delegate scoffed. "They are still fighting among themselves while we have conquered galaxies." But not everyone agreed. A tall, slender delegate from a nearby planet stood up. "I believe we should not underestimate humanity. Their ships are appearing in our borders more often. They might have more advanced technology than we thought." The council leader nodded. "Yes, but we must remain vigilant. Their technology is still inferior to ours." His many eyes darted around the room, trying to gauge the reactions of his fellow members. Another delegate, with a large head and bright purple skin, leaned forward. "I've seen their scouts. They move quickly and are daring. They even sent a message challenging us to a demonstration of their power. This could be a trick." More laughter erupted from the council, but it was nervous laughter. The delegates exchanged uneasy glances, realizing that the humans' boldness could mean something serious. "They must be scared," one of them said, trying to sound confident. "They want to show off to hide their weakness." A few delegates agreed, but others were not so sure. "What if they have developed something we don't know about?" one asked. "What if we let our guard down and they take us by surprise?" The atmosphere in the room grew tense. As more members expressed their doubts about underestimating humanity, a dark shadow loomed over the council. The leader tried to calm everyone down. "Let us not act rashly. We should continue our plan and strengthen our defenses. We cannot let a weak species distract us." But another delegate, a stout creature with bright blue skin, disagreed. "We need to consider a different approach. What if we reach out to them? Perhaps we can form an alliance instead of fighting. They could be useful allies." The room fell silent. The idea of forming an alliance with humans was met with disbelief. "You cannot be serious," shouted the green-skinned delegate. "They are not fit to be our allies. They are too chaotic and unpredictable." The council leader raised a hand to silence the uproar. "We will not entertain such thoughts now. We must focus on our strength." But deep inside, he felt the weight of the words. What if the humans had changed? What if they were not the weaklings they thought they were? As the discussion continued, the atmosphere thickened with uncertainty. The council members began to argue among themselves, voices rising in anger. Each race had its own history and pride, making it difficult to see past their biases. Just then, a delegate from a peaceful planet known for its wisdom spoke up. "Remember the old tales of the humans. They may seem weak, but their spirit is unbreakable. They fight for what they believe in, and that makes them dangerous." The council members fell silent again, pondering this statement. It was true. Humans had a reputation for perseverance, often standing up against overwhelming odds. Could they really be a threat? The council leader took a deep breath and tried to steer the discussion back to order. "We must decide how to respond. We cannot ignore the reports any longer. The time to act is now." As the meeting continued, the tension remained. The laughter from earlier was replaced with concern. The council members realized they might have underestimated humanity, and this thought filled the room with dread. They knew they had to prepare, for the humans might soon show them just how powerful they could be. The meeting ended with uncertainty hanging in the air. Each delegate left the room with a heavy heart, realizing that the future was unpredictable. Would they still laugh at humanity? Or would they soon find themselves facing a true challenge? This meeting marked a turning point, and the Galactic Council knew they were standing on the edge of a great change. The once mocked humans were rising, and their laughter might soon turn to fear. On Earth, excitement buzzed through the air as leaders gathered in a large conference room. The walls were lined with screens showing images of their newest ships, the Sovereign class. Scientists and military leaders discussed plans, their faces lit with determination. After the Galactic Council's meeting, it was clear that humanity needed to show its strength. General Carter, a strong and confident leader, stood at the front of the room. He looked around at his team, noticing the worried expressions on some faces. "We have to make our move now," he said firmly. "The Council thinks we are weak. They laugh at us, but we will show them that we are a force to be reckoned with." The room erupted in cheers. Everyone felt the thrill of purpose. Dr. Emily Chen, a brilliant scientist, stepped forward. "We have worked hard on the Sovereign class. It has stealth technology and weapons that can take down a fleet in minutes." "We can't hold back any longer," Carter nodded. "We need to send a clear message. Let's invite the Galactic Council to watch our demonstration. They must see what we are capable of." The team agreed and plans quickly formed. Within days, a message was sent to the Galactic Council, inviting them to a demonstration of humanity's power. The response was filled with disbelief and curiosity. The Council was skeptical but intrigued. They had laughed at humanity, but now they would be forced to pay attention. On the day of the demonstration, the atmosphere was electric. Thousands gathered on Earth to witness history. Families, children, and scientists filled the viewing areas. Everyone held their breath, waiting for the event to begin. The excitement was almost overwhelming. General Carter stood on a platform addressing the crowd. "Today we show the galaxy who we are. Humanity has faced great challenges, and we have always risen above. Watch closely!" The crowd erupted into applause, their cheers echoing through the air. As the sun set, the Sovereign-class fleet soared into the sky. Each ship was sleek and powerful, shining under the fading light. The ships moved in perfect formation, a beautiful display of unity and strength. The sight left many speechless. Dr. Chen watched from the control room, her heart racing with pride. "This is it! Let's show them what we can do," she said, her fingers dancing over the controls. The ships prepared for their first maneuver. Suddenly, the lead ship activated its stealth mode. It vanished from sight, leaving only the faint hum of its engines. Gasps filled the crowd as they realized they were witnessing something extraordinary. The Sovereign class was unlike anything the Galactic Council had ever seen. Next, the ships reappeared, darting through the sky with astonishing speed. They performed loops and turns, showcasing their agility. The crowd cheered wildly, and the excitement grew with every move. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. Dr. Chen pressed a button, and the lead ship launched a series of simulated attacks on a group of target ships. Bright flashes lit up the sky as lasers fired with precision, striking the targets in quick succession. Each hit sent cheers roaring through the crowd. The demonstration concluded with the fleet flying in a tight formation, their engines blazing bright against the darkening sky. General Carter stood tall, pride swelling in his chest as he looked at the cheering crowd. "This is who we are! We will not be underestimated!" As the crowd celebrated, the news spread across the galaxy. The Galactic Council watched in shock, their laughter replaced by worry. They had not expected such a bold display from humanity. The images of the demonstration reached their screens, and suddenly the humans were no longer just a joke. The council members exchanged glances, realizing the truth. Humanity was strong, clever, and unyielding. Their hearts began to race as they understood the implications. They had underestimated humanity before, but now they could see the power rising among the stars. The bold move by Earth changed everything. The Galactic Council would have to rethink their strategies, and they knew that the next chapter in this cosmic saga had begun. Humanity had made its mark, and they would not be ignored any longer. The day of the grand display had finally arrived. The Galactic Council had accepted Earth's invitation to witness humanity's capabilities. Delegates from various alien races gathered in a neutral zone in space, their ships forming a colorful array against the backdrop of the stars. Some council members were skeptical, while others were filled with curiosity and concern. As the council ships settled into position, the humans prepared their fleet. The Sovereign-class ships, sleek and powerful, glided into formation. General Carter stood on the command ship, his heart pounding with excitement and nerves. He looked around at his crew, who were busy checking systems and making final adjustments. "Today is our chance to show the galaxy what we can do," he said, trying to calm the tension among his crew. "Let's make it a demonstration they will never forget." Dr. Emily Chen, still filled with pride after the earlier preparations, checked the display screens. "All systems are ready, General. We're good to go." The council members listened intently, some leaning forward in their seats. They expected a show of might, but they were not prepared for what was to come. "First, we will demonstrate our speed and agility," Carter announced as the fleet began to move. The ships took off in a sudden burst of power, forming a perfect line as they raced through the stars. The council members watched in awe as the human ships darted through space, their movements fluid and precise. The fleet performed incredible maneuvers, twisting and turning in unison. The sight was mesmerizing, and even the most skeptical delegates began to feel a twinge of respect for the humans. The ships moved so fast that they appeared as streaks of light, creating a dazzling display against the dark canvas of space. "Now, for the second part of our demonstration," Dr. Chen announced, her fingers dancing over the controls. "We will show you our advanced targeting system." The ships positioned themselves around a series of target drones floating in space. As they locked on, the council held their breath. Suddenly, the Sovereign-class ships unleashed a flurry of laser beams. The beams struck the targets with pinpoint accuracy, destroying them in quick succession. Cheers erupted from the human fleet, but the council members remained silent, their expressions a mix of shock and concern. They had expected impressive technology, but this was beyond anything they had imagined. "Now, let's show you our stealth capabilities," Carter said, excitement in his voice. "Watch closely!" The lead ship activated its stealth mode, disappearing from sight. The council members gasped, their eyes wide with surprise. Suddenly, the ship reappeared behind a cluster of asteroids, showcasing its ability to hide in plain sight. Then, the rest of the fleet joined in, each ship vanishing one by one and reappearing in different locations. It was a stunning display of advanced technology and strategy, leaving the council in disbelief. As the demonstration continued, Carter decided to show a simulated battle. "Now we will demonstrate how we handle a crisis situation." He activated a simulation of an enemy fleet approaching. The human ships moved into formation, ready to defend their territory. "Battle stations!" Carter commanded, and the crew sprang into action. The simulation showed the human ships working together, executing strategies with military precision. They moved as one, countering the imaginary enemy's attacks with skillful maneuvers and precise strikes. The council watched in amazement as the humans skillfully defended their positions. The display of teamwork and coordination impressed even the most hardened skeptics. Finally, the demonstration came to an end. The human fleet returned to formation, ready to receive the council's reactions. General Carter looked out at the delegates, their faces a mix of fear and admiration. "Thank you for witnessing our display," he said, his voice steady. "We hope this has shown you that humanity is not to be underestimated. We stand ready to defend ourselves and to work with you if the opportunity arises." As the applause erupted from the human fleet, the Galactic Council members exchanged glances. The laughter from before was gone, replaced by a deep realization. Humanity had proven its power, and the galaxy would never see them the same way again. The grand display marked a turning point in the relationship between humanity and the Galactic Council. The stakes were higher than ever, and both sides knew that the future was uncertain. But one thing was clear: humanity had arrived, and they were ready to dominate the stars. The demonstration had ended, and the atmosphere in the Galactic Council's meeting room was tense. Delegates from different alien races exchanged nervous glances as they processed what they had just witnessed. General Carter's bold display of humanity's strength had left an impact. The laughter that once filled the room was replaced by whispers of concern. Counselor Vrek, a tall alien with shimmering scales, broke the silence. "We underestimated humanity. Their technology is far more advanced than we thought." His voice was deep and rumbling, filled with disbelief. Another council member, a small, furry creature named Zila, nodded in agreement. "They showed speed, power, and teamwork. We cannot afford to ignore them anymore." On Earth, General Carter and his team were celebrating their successful demonstration. The mood was high, and the excitement was contagious. Dr. Emily Chen couldn't help but smile as she watched the footage of the demonstration on the screen. "We did it! We showed them we are not to be taken lightly." Carter turned to his crew, pride swelling in his chest. "This is just the beginning. The Council will have to reconsider their plans. We are no longer seen as a weak species." But beneath his confidence, he felt a stir of anxiety. What would the Council do next? Back in the Council room, discussions intensified. Counselor Xel, an imposing figure with a long, flowing robe, spoke up. "We must take action. If humanity continues to grow in strength, they could threaten our power." "But what do we do?" Zila asked nervously. "If we attack them, it could lead to war. We've seen their capabilities. They could defeat us." The room erupted in debate. Some wanted to strike back, while others argued for diplomacy. Vrek stood up, trying to calm the chaos. We need a plan. We can't simply ignore the threat. But we should not act out of fear. As the council argued, General Carter and his team prepared for what they thought would be a new era of cooperation. But they were unaware of the turmoil unfolding among the Galactic Council members. Meanwhile, on Earth, news of the demonstration spread like wildfire. People were excited and filled with pride. The government used this momentum to strengthen its position. Earth's leaders knew they had to be ready for whatever the Council might throw at them. In the days that followed, Councillor Zell developed a plan. He proposed a show of force against humanity to remind them of the Council's power. We will send a fleet to their borders to demonstrate our might. This will teach them their place, he declared, his eyes burning with determination. The Council members hesitated, but fear pushed them toward agreement. They decided to send a warning fleet to Earth, hoping it would intimidate humanity into submission. They believed that showing power would prevent war and keep their dominance intact. Back on Earth, Carter received intelligence reports about the Council's fleet heading toward their borders. Alarm bells rang in the command center. "They're coming for us!" he shouted, his voice steady despite the rising tension. Dr. Chen quickly analyzed the information. "They want to intimidate us, but we can't back down now. We have to show them we are prepared." Carter nodded. "We need to send a message back. Prepare our fleet for a defensive stance. We will not be bullied." The team sprang into action, fueled by a mix of fear and determination. As the Council fleet approached, a sense of dread filled the air. The ships were larger and more powerful, their presence a dark shadow against the bright stars. General Carter and his crew watched from the command ship, their faces serious. "Remember, we stand together," Carter said, looking each crew member in the eye. "This is our moment to show them that we will not be intimidated. We will defend our home." The Earth fleet, now prepared and resolute, stood ready to face the Council's might. The stage was set for a confrontation that would change the course of history. As the two fleets drew closer, the tension crackled in the air. The Galactic Council had come to impose their will, but humanity was ready to fight back. The shock factor had shifted, and the galaxy would soon see the true power of humanity. The countdown began, and the future of both worlds hung in the balance. Would the Council retreat, or would they push humanity to the brink? The answers were coming, and the stakes had never been higher. The standoff between the Earth fleet and the Galactic Council ships reached a boiling point. The vast emptiness of space was tense, filled with uncertainty. On the command ship, General Carter stood at the bridge, his heart racing as he watched the Council's fleet advance. This was a pivotal moment for humanity. "Prepare for communication," Carter ordered, his voice steady despite the fear that crept in. "We need to show them we're not afraid." Dr. Emily Chen quickly set up the communication channels. As the screen flickered to life, the imposing figure of Councillor Zell appeared. His expression was serious, but there was a hint of curiosity in his eyes. "General Carter, you have stepped out of line. Your demonstration was a clear challenge to our authority." Carter took a deep breath, trying to remain calm. "Councillor Zell, we do not wish to challenge your authority. We simply want to show that humanity is a force to be reckoned with. We deserve respect." The councillor narrowed his eyes, but there was a flicker of interest. "Respect is earned, not given. Your actions have only created fear among us. What do you propose we do?" This was Carter's chance to change the course of the conversation. "Let's talk. Instead of threats, let's discuss cooperation. There's more at stake here than just power." Zell hesitated, then nodded slowly. "Very well. You have my attention. But understand, we are still wary of your intentions." Carter took this as a small victory. "I understand. But I believe we can find common ground. Together, we could achieve great things. We could explore the galaxy, share knowledge, and help each other." In the council room, the members were tense. They had expected a confrontation, but now they were faced with an unexpected offer. Councillor Vrek spoke up. "He is right. Perhaps it is time for a new way of thinking. Instead of fear and power, we should consider unity." Zila, the small, furry creature, looked around at her fellow councillors. "What if we help each other? We all face threats in this galaxy. If we unite, we can be stronger together." As the discussions continued, a sense of unease hung in the air. The councillors were not used to thinking this way. Their entire history revolved around dominance and control, but now they were being challenged to reconsider their approach. Back on Earth, the crew of the command ship monitored the situation closely. Dr. Chen watched as the discussion unfolded on the screen. "They are listening, General. This is a good sign." Carter nodded, a glimmer of hope igniting within him. "We just need to convince them that this is the right path. If we can change their minds, we can forge a new alliance." As the council debated, Zell stood up again. "We have been in power for so long that we have forgotten how to trust. But perhaps this is a chance to change. We cannot continue to live in fear. We must find a way to move forward." A murmur of agreement rippled through the council members. It was a breakthrough. They had always viewed humanity as a threat, but now they were starting to see them as potential allies. "Let's discuss terms," Zell continued. "We need to understand what cooperation would look like." "What do you suggest, General?" Carter felt a rush of excitement. "Let's create a council where representatives from both Earth and the Galactic Council can meet regularly. We can share technology, explore new worlds, and protect each other from common threats." The delegates exchanged glances, some nodding in agreement. It was a radical idea, but it resonated with many of them. Zila raised her paw. "I think this could work. We could all benefit from sharing our knowledge and resources." As the discussions unfolded, the tension in the air began to dissipate. The Galactic Council was slowly warming to the idea of collaboration, and Carter could sense the change. The foundation for a new relationship was being built right before their eyes. After hours of deliberation, Counselor Zell finally spoke. "Let us set aside our fear and start anew. We will draft a treaty for cooperation between our two worlds. This could be the beginning of a powerful alliance." Carter smiled, relief flooding through him. "Thank you, Counselor. Together we can achieve things we never imagined." As the communication ended, both sides knew they had entered a new era. Humanity and the Galactic Council were no longer enemies. They were partners, ready to explore the vast universe together. The galaxy had never seen such a change, and it was only the beginning. A new way of thinking was taking root, promising a future filled with hope and possibilities.